This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
This poem sends a clear message about the process that people go through as they grow old. The author points out what it means to grow old in terms of form and shape in the first and second stanzas. The poem mentions that there was a reflection on the past when there were dreams that were not true. It is not to view the world from a perspective and think about how the past was filled with many things. In the last 3 verses, the author indicates that this process is about spending long and painful days alone, feeling life deep in our hearts without emotions, and lastly, we are lost in thoughts of how the world is blaming the man who lived. The choice for this particular poem is perfect for me because of the fact that I have many relatives that I can associate with it. Specifically, both my parents are aging, and every one of them will undergo this process. My mother, especially, is not in good health, and I can see the pain and suffering that is expressed in the poem. This poem makes me realize how important it is to be prepared for this inevitable process in life. This is because I am in my late 40s, and it is clear that the age at which I address this issue is pretty close to me. The language in which the poem was written is quite commendable, and I have a passion for the words used in the poem. In fact, everybody, despite age differences, can read and enjoy this poem. The author's biography reveals that his early life was full of many things. For instance, he used to do many things in his life. This included things like going to clubs, he liked going out for dinner, and he was also fond of fishing and shooting. All these things influenced his poetic language and styles. In this poem, he mentions, and weep, and feel the fullness of the past, the years that are no more. Through these words, he reveals that his past life was full of many things. In his early life, he was an inspector of schools. This is a position that requires someone to have the capacity to accomplish tasks using the necessary strength. Such capability cannot be found in a person who is aged. This is reflected in the poem when he says, "Is it to feel our strength?" This expresses that one's strength during years of work tends to decline due to aging. Significance of the poem. The author has achieved his objective of sending the message right concerning how people undergo the process of aging. He has mentioned specific changes that occur in an individual during old age. For instance, a decline in physical strength in the limbs and visual abilities characterizes a person who is old enough. During this time, there is an actual reflection of the past. This is because most people have very lively pasts full of many activities worth remembering. This past comes into the mind during old age, and older adults regret what they did not achieve as they do not have another chance to accomplish things. The author takes a very simplistic approach in his language and style. He uses simple words to bring out the poem's main theme, which is the process of growing old in life. He uses a questioning style in his art. This is demonstrated when he attracts the writer's attention with the first sentence asking, "What is it to grow old?" This keeps the audience focused, especially on how the question is answered throughout the poem. This style helps the author stick to his theme and avoid going away from the poem's main message. Through his style, the author has distinguished between what it means to grow old and what it does not imply. This has been achieved through the use of questions in the poem. The writer has also employed parables in this piece of work. When he says, "in the hot prison of the present," this can be interpreted to mean that the present life of someone who is growing old limits or burs the person from certain activities due to the age factor. When the writer says, "it is the last stage of all," this symbolizes the final stage in life that all people are supposed to go through before dying if all conditions are kept constant. Therefore, through his language and style, the author has highlighted the main things that occur in life as people grow old and why there is a need to understand older adults. Did you like this Growing Old by Matthew Arnold sample? To get more works like this one, make sure to check out the free database of academic paper examples at ivypanda.com. You will find thousands of samples for all your study needs, without even having to register.